Ani everyone. I was asked to kind of look at a deep dive of my language journal, and I'm going to say that Anishinaabe or Ojibwe, however you want to say it, is different than some other languages. I've heard it's one of the hardest native languages to learn. I can attest to that. I've been trying to learn it for 10 years. But I'm going to show you my journal, and we're just going to explain a little bit about Anishinaabe. Are you guys ready? Let's go. Okay, so here's my language journal. So how I broke it down is I did an intro. So intro does not mean introductions. Intro is explaining the different verbs, giving some examples. Well, I guess it does have introductions in here too. And breakdown of different introductions, but also on how the words break down. So, and the kind of rules that are in with the language, like N-I-N-D or I-N-D before a vowel, N-I before everything else, but N-I-M before a B, N-I-N before a Z, Z-H-G, and a G. So it's kind of like different rules that I have in here. Pronunciation guides, a little bit of things like tell your kids or migwayak, that's right, different things that you can do. A penny, all time. Winda is like really, completely, just so kind of like little sayings in there. And then there's 7 persons when we do the Ojibwe. Slide that down. Sorry. Okay, and then o and our guttural kind of, and then the G's are always hard, so gawin. And then I have nouns. So nouns, right now I just have the clothes and kind of some statements about the clothes. So I'm breaking it down into like the clothes and then some statements about the clothes. And then I'll probably do like dishes and then some statements about the dishes. But I'm still adding to it. And then I'm going to do a whole section on animals and insects. So I only put grasshopper, bikini. And then because Ojibwe is very verb-based language, I put the different types of verbs. There's VII, VAI, VTI, and VTA. So the VII verbs, those are like, it is verbs. Those are colors, days of the week, and weather. So then I did it into weather. And then I broke it down, the colors, and inanimate and animate. This is all about temperature and weather. And then I have VAIs. So VAIs are like, how are you doing conversation kind of verbs, like shops or buys things, reads and counts. These are VAIs. So I have a bunch of pages of just list of words. They're not in alphabetical order or anything. I try to put words in here that pertain to myself or my family, something I say all the time. Because I have a lot of Ojibwe language books and I can look up words that I don't normally use. But I try to put in here words that I think I will use. And then VTI, which I only have one. So it's like clothes I organize. I'm still learning about the VTIs. And then the VTAs. Obviously, it's completely blank because I haven't added any VTAs. So I've been working mainly on the VIIs and the VAIs, and once I get comfortable with those, then I'll start adding more into the VTAs and the VTIs. And then I have it broke down into pronouns and different questions. I haven't added any questions in, and then there's another other thing. And these are like different quotes and things I found online. So like Gewa, Nega, se duke ma mikin manjojin. Don't resist a generous impulse. Things like that. So I've been writing them down because I feel like that would help me. So that's kind of how I break down my language book, and I add to it as I go. So that's why I like using a binder thing, because I can pull the pages from back here and put them in as I go and switch things around. And I really take my time trying to write. If I start getting a little messy, I stop, because it's really hard. If I mess up on the way the letters are, it could change the entire word. So just a suggestion if you're doing a language journal. Okay, so I hope that that helped with you creating your own language journals to see how I did mine. There's a lot more other things that I want to add in here. I'm doing a lot of different research on how to separate out the words, but I know that Ojibwe is very verb-based, so that's why I mainly focused on that. And I love doing a binder, and that's my suggestion to you, is because when you use a binder, you can move papers around or pages around, and you can separate it out however you need to. Lakota is different than Ojibwe. Lakota is very, you have to think about female versus male version. Ours is more like he, she, and then you, me, and there's like 7 versions, like all of you, all of us. So that's how it's broken down. But in Lakota, it's female and male, so it would be good to know both versions, especially if you're speaking to a male and you're female, or vice versa. But at the same time, if you're going to learn to speak, you need to know which ones you need to use. So anyway, that was my rant about language. So hopefully this helped you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.